Hi there all, it's Isaac here from Sports Addict, and today I'm not doing a roundup of the week's scores and events because there's something that's happened really overnight, I suppose, that I'm going to talk about, give my views. So it came out yesterday, about 20 minutes into the Manchester United-Burnley game, that the talks of the Super League, which I'll talk about what that is in a minute, was rapidly accelerating. Talks were that 12 teams, 6 of which are English, were going to leave their respective leagues and form their own one. Gary Neville, during the match, was quite opinionated, and then at full time, most of the other pundits on Sky Sports and eventually on BBC, when the FA Cup semi-final between Leicester and Southampton came on, they had something to say. I'll put in a little clip of the people talking about it now.
Gary, what would you say now you've had a little time to consider what this European Breakaway League is all about and the reaction to it so far?
Well, the reaction to it is that it's been damned, and rightly so. I'm a Manchester United fan and have been for 40 years of my life, but I'm disgusted, absolutely disgusted. I'm disgusted with Manchester United and Liverpool most. Liverpool, they pretend, you'll never walk alone, the people's club, the fans' club.
100%. I think that this breakaway group of teams, this is, for me, a war on football. This is it's a disgrace.
Just the pundits. And then after the game, it was announced that at 9:30 was when announcements were going to start to be made. 9:30 came. Nothing. I remember sitting there at 9:30 refreshing all the teams' Twitters. Nothing. No one had announced anything. About 2-3 o'clock this morning was when announcements started coming in. But Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool all announced it on their Twitter, along with the Spanish and Italian sides. Man United announced it on the app, and as of yet, I'm yet to find an official Manchester City announcement. But in all the other announcements, they claim that Manchester City are in it. But in light of not having an announcement, I could be wrong. But I think they might have pulled out or could be having second thoughts. A lot of people on social media have spoken up. Likes of Thogden, Stephen Howson, Mark Goldbridge, the Arsenal fan lot, pretty much every fan channel has spoken up and said what a bad idea this is and how it goes against the whole idea of what football is. And a lot of Instagram stuff, Facebook stuff have all been saying, again, I'll put in clips and stuff.
Well, all I can say, Theo, it's not April the 1st, is it? Because the first thing I checked is the date. I thought it...
Rest in peace football is the headline, and I think however you look at it, this European Super League is the end of football one way or another. It might be the end of football because you're going to walk away. It might be the end of football because your club has destroyed you, but it is the end of football.
They've all been saying that it's a bad idea and that's not what football's about. So anyway, what the Super League basically is it's Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal from England. Then you've got Juventus, Inter Milan, AC Milan, and then Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona. A lot of other clubs have been contacted. Bayern and Dortmund were contacted. They both said no. PSG and another French side, who I can't find which one it was, but it was believed that another French side were contacted. They've said no. Benfica were contacted, Sporting were contacted, a few other teams from here and there were contacted, Napoli I believe at one point, and a few other English sides, but all of them have said no. And basically what it is, it's as of right now there's 12 teams. They're wanting to get 15, but 12 is what they've got at the minute, and it'll be a league format. They're saying it'd be midweek. It's a league format, and then the top 8 go into quarterfinals, semi-finals, final, and it's a trophy at the end, which means you could get 8th in a league and still win a trophy. It just doesn't work. That's not a league. That's basically just the Champions League, but longer, because you play like 12. There's like 11 other teams. You play 22 games before you get to the knockout stages. They were talking about doing it in 2 halves, so getting to 15, and then there's 5 teams that get into it each year, but the 15 founder teams are in it every year, and the 5 teams are interchangeable, and doing it in 2 groups of 10, and doing it from there, with obviously just an extra leg to whittle down the players again to half. I don't understand how that can work, because the teams that are in it are the teams that advance further and further into different competitions as well. You look at the likes of Man United or even Man City. If they were to get far into all competitions or possibly win them all, there'd be 38 Premier League games, there'd be 7 FA Cup, 9 Carabao, something like 13 or 14 Champions League games, and then the possibility of about 16 or 17 of this Super League. So you're talking, to fit in midweek, you've got your 7 FA Cup, your 9 Carabao, your 16 Champions League, and your possibly 16 Super League. There is no way that you can fit all of those 4 in. Now, you could argue that they could choose to drop out of one, but they're not going to want to, and I don't understand how you could fit. That adds up to more than the Premier League. So I'm baffled as to how they think it's going to work. There's talks from the Premier League and UEFA that if they were to go through with it, they'd be banned from domestic competitions. So as of right now, should it go ahead, the top 6 teams will not be participating in next team's Premier League. I imagine they've got a very, very short window to change their mind, or they will just be banned from it no matter what the outcome of it is, whether or not they're in it. They will also be banned from FA Cup and Carabao Cup games. And UEFA have come out and said that they'll be banned from the Euros, which they run, and the Europa League, Champions League, and the Conference League, or the third tier of UEFA, like Champions League. I think it's Conference. FIFA have said they'll be banned. All players will be banned from playing internationally, and this is the massive downfall. I can see a lot of these big teams. You look at Harry Kane. There is no chance that he does not want to play for that England squad. He would much rather play for a different team and play for England than play for Tottenham and not. As much as he likes European football, he wants to break that England goal scoring record. You look at Paul Pogba for France, Hugo Lloris for France, David De Gea for Spain, Dean Henderson for England, who wants to become their number 1 one day, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, who's just got back into the squad. That's just to name a few. Manchester City, you got your Kevin De Bruyne's, your Sterling's, your Gabriel Jesus. All of them want to get in that first team squad for their countries, and it's just not going to happen if they play for their teams. And I think a lot of the players will say, cheerio, I'm off, I can't stay here. And then the squad will not be as marketable, because a team, if you took away Bruno, even if all the English lads stayed, if you took away Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, and all your big names, your David De Gea, your Alex Telles, your Freds, and they all said bye, that's a much less marketable squad, because a team without Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes in, that Manchester United team would not be as marketable, even with the rest of the talent they've got. And then that's going to happen over every other team in the Super League, and eventually they're not going to want to do it anymore, because the teams aren't as marketable and won't sell as well. So I think it's going to be a massive, massive failure. And then if we did decide to scrap it, and then we come back, who knows how many years we wouldn't be allowed in the Prem, or if we would we have to start on like a 20-point deduction? I think they're doing this for greed. I think some of it also has to go down to naivety. I don't think they fully understand what they're doing. You look at the United owners, Joel Glazer. He's an American banker. He has no idea what English football is. Yeah, he owns an English football club, but he's got no idea. I can guarantee this is what he was Googling this morning. To try and find out what they've faced massive backlash, and people are massively outraged by this. And I can see this being really bad. If it were to go ahead, then there's teams, but there need to be about 6 teams come up from the Championship, which could be all right, but as nice as it is for them to be there, it takes away the whole point of this of the Championship season, because you look at the top 6 teams there. You've got Norwich, who are already automatically up, and there's teams there that have been trying really hard this season, and they could possibly be dropped in 7th now. They get one result go their way. They might, and then when they get to playoffs, they wouldn't advance the Prem, but they're in the Prem. And it's same for the Sheffield United lot. They don't deserve to be in the Premier League. As much as I like Sheffield United as a club, I think they're an 11 of really hard-working lads. I think they don't, on this season's form, they do not deserve to be in the Prem. And they would they stay up, or would they put up 9 from the Championship? Which would then cause massive ricochets all the way down the leagues, because you'd have to have 9 up or 6 up, which would throw the whole leagues into disarray. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I think it's a terrible idea. I think it's pure greed. Let me know your thoughts on it down below. If anything should happen, as of right now, it could be cancelled in 20 minutes. It could be cancelled before I even upload this video. There could be a report come out when I'm editing that says this is not going to go ahead, but these are my thoughts as of now, and this video will come out no matter what happens, and I'll release any more videos if anything should happen. So anyway, this has been me. See you in a bit.